Checking mic audio. Hopefully this is working. Let's see. Hello, hello. Nice one. I will chill for a bit until the chat fills up. Let me share this around. Hello to anyone in the chat right now. Hopefully this mic is working. Just sharing out this link. All right, links are out. Hopefully chat fills up now. Good evening to anyone in the chat right now. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you are watching some good horror movies, because I know I am. The Night House was fantastic in my opinion. And hopefully we can get more films like The Night House this year. The next big one I'm looking forward to is Antlers, obviously. Most anticipated horror film of the year. Really looking forward to that one. Wendigos, I'm in. Ever since Until Dawn, I'm in when it comes to Wendigos. One of my favourite cryptids. Definitely number 2 behind Werewolves. Let's see where everyone's at. Evening, Keith. How you going, mate? Good to see you back again. Yeah, Antlers does look very good. The very first trailer they showed was fantastic. Exactly how you want to do a horror trailer. And it actually looks scary for once. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like they're sticking pretty close with Wendigo lore as well. But it does look like we're going to get more than one type of Wendigo, which is interesting. Really looking forward to that. I'm just really hoping that it keeps its October 29th release date. Sucks that it got moved back, but I'm pretty happy that it's going to be releasing around Halloween. It'll be a good one to watch during this spooky season. We also got like Malignant around then as well, so Halloween's actually pretty stacked this year because obviously you've got Halloween Kills as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Dog Soldiers last night, best movie ever. Honestly, nothing's going to top Dog Soldiers for me. Never. Quiet Place 2. I really enjoyed A Quiet Place 2. I actually thought it was really good. A Quiet Place was one of those films I thought you really can't do a sequel for, because I thought it was a one-trick pony. But nah, they proved me wrong. I was pretty happy with A Quiet Place 2. Keen for the third one. The way it ended, similar to the first, leaves it open. hopefully they can make it even more interesting. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm just surprised at how well John Krasinski can actually write and direct. Crazy to think he went from Jim in The Office to where he's at now. Mental. Sorry, just adding a few tags to this. We've also got The Lair coming up as well. That's Neil Marshall's next film. I got emailed some set photos from it. I've been meaning to do a video on it, just not had time yet, but I'm gonna probably do that video later this week, maybe at the weekend. Yeah, huge future for him. Not even just in horror, like man's an action star already as well, so he's killing it. But I'd love to see him do more horror, even after A Quiet Place. I hope they leave it at a trilogy though and don't overdo it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they take it. But yeah. I really hope they leave it at a trilogy though. Just end it nicely, tie it up neatly in a nice little bow, leave it at that. The Night House, it was pretty scary. It was scary for maybe the first 3/4 of the film. The first 3/4 are pretty scary. And then once once shit really does start to hit the fan and things are revealed and you learn a little bit more about what's going on, obviously that fear of the unknown kind of diminishes a little bit. But it was very tense. Quite a few scenes, especially there was a bathroom scene near the end where it's really, really intense. But I wouldn't say it's anything that's going to absolutely keep you up at night. But it'll definitely have you on the edge of your seat while you're watching the film. And it gives you a lot to think about and discuss afterwards as well. It's one of those horrors that it's also like a psychological horror. It's playing on a metaphor. All the supernatural stuff's like a metaphor for like a real life condition. And in the same way that Relic was for dementia, the Night House is for like depression and emptiness. Definitely, if you can go see it in theaters safely, if there's a cinema near you that's open and you can get out to go see it, highly recommend. Worth the price of admission. We got one ticket for free tonight as well, so I was stoked with that. It was a double win for us. Plus, there was only one other person in the showing, which was amazing. I love when that happens. It's just so much better, so much creepier. We actually thought the showing was going to be all to ourselves, but then that one person came in at the last minute. But it was still good. It was still good. The only other movie I've had that happen with was Ghost Stories back in 2019, I think. We went on Halloween to see Ghost Stories, and the theatre was completely empty. It was just us, and it was fantastic. Makes it so much scarier than it actually is sometimes. Nice. Yeah, it's always good when you get an experience like that. It's good to hear that the UK is back to normal now as well. I've noticed that as well. Family and friends and stuff all seem to be back out again, chilling, having a good time. think it's still pretty bad back there, but like no one seems to care. And the government doesn't seem to care, so fuck it. Go crazy. But yeah, hopefully everyone stays safe. Hopefully that works. I'm surprised we haven't seen many pandemic movies yet, to be honest. I was expecting to see an influx in like COVID-19 movies and stuff like that. I think we got one from Michael Bay and that was it. I'm sure we'll get more isolation thriller horrors soon. Hopefully start filming The Riding in September. Just waiting on that's awesome, dude. Honestly, I really, really enjoyed what you emailed through. Is it changed much from your original concept of the like? It was kind of like the yellow brick road through like a misty forest, and then obviously you've got the whole thing like when the rain comes, the wolf comes out. Was it like that? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since checked in on what you sent. But it was a really awesome original concept. So is it going to be a short or a feature? If I was back in the UK, I'd love to help out somehow, but obviously I'm down under. The wolf comes out and the sun sets, the road turns purple. That was it. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that, man. Please do keep me updated with it. Because I'd love to just see more of that. Chapelwaite does look very interesting. I actually just seen the trailer for that yesterday for the first time. And I thought instantly, oh my God, I'm going to have to keep my Stan account. So, because I was thinking of getting rid of Stan, but as soon as I seen that, I was like, shit, I can't cancel Stan anymore. So, yeah, definitely send me some pics. I'd love to cover it here on the channel. I'd totally cover it. I've not got the biggest audience to give you free marketing to, but you know, almost 4K. We're almost at 4K, so you know, that's not too bad. I can shout your film out and stuff. Chapo is a series, right? Yeah, it's a series. Adrian Brody. I like Adrian Brody. I'm keen to see that. I'm really keen to see that. Anything Stephen King, I'm a fan of as well. So, yeah, it's a prequel to Salem's Lot. Yeah. Is it actually a prequel to the miniseries, though? Or is it like its own thing? If it's a prequel to the miniseries, that's awesome. Like, I don't mind if it's its own thing as well. But yeah, Chapelwaite will be the only thing keeping my Stan subscription alive over the next however long it's on for. Don't think I'm worthy enough for you, Midnight, but thanks. I'll take it. Nah, you're worthy, mate. Don't worry. I'm happy to talk any and all horror here on the channel. Have you seen some of the shit I've reviewed? Fear Street Part 1? It can't be worse than that, mate. Honestly. Dawn of the Beast, stuff like that. The very first film I reviewed here on the channel was Open Home, or Open House, The Open House. Some Netflix shitter starring the kid from 13 Reasons Why. Oh my God, that film is dreadful. That film is so bad. So if I can talk about that, I can talk about anything. So I wouldn't worry. You need to watch Zombiever. I've actually seen like 10 minutes of Zombiever. It seems quite funny. It seems like one of those movies you just want to have a few beers with and just have a laugh at with some mates. So yeah, I'll maybe get around to that one weekend. It'd be quite good. Be a good laugh. Anything named Zombiever, you know, is going to be a good time. I wonder how shit like that gets made. Like, how do they see a return on films like that? Yeah, it makes no sense. I suppose I could give an update on where my own screenplays are at. I've got 2 completed. One is isolation thriller, sci-fi horror, you could call it, set on an island off the coast of Australia where 3 meteorologists are working in a storm centre and they get cut off from the rest of the world. And when it comes up to the end of their shift, their 6-month stint on the island, the boat that comes to pick them up usually doesn't show up. A few weeks pass, still doesn't show up, and things just get worse and worse on the island. So that's my first feature script that I completed. It's called Willis Island. Really keen to try and push that out to some people and get some eyes on it. And then more recently, I finished a feature screenplay called Keelut. It's based on the Inuit mythology of the Keelut. It's a Alaskan cryptid. And it's basically an ice road trucker versus a monster. That's it. It's a real basic, like, throwback to like 70s, 80s blue collar horror. You know, ice road trucker just trying to make a run up to Dead Horse in Alaska. Gets caught halfway by this creature, and then it's just a fight for survival between him and the creature. It's not complicated or anything. I was basically trying to go for something to be really easy and cheap to shoot. So yeah, I'm trying to push that out to people. It was actually in a competition recently, and the reader who got Keelut scored it at 75%, and it actually made it into the quarterfinals of that competition. But then we fell out of the competition at the quarterfinals. Some of the other scripts in there were fantastic, really good competitions. So yeah, I'm going to take their notes and work on it some more, and then try get in front of some people who can do something with it. Starring Liam Neeson. I actually always really the main character. I actually envisioned Roy from The Office, if you know that, the guy from Brightburn, the dad from Brightburn. That's who I've got in my head, built up as the main character. He just looks like a trucker who could take on a monster. Director Neil Marshall said that his story for a Dog Soldiers sequel involved Cooper encountering other supernatural creatures. What do you think would have been an ideal creature for a sequel? Yeah, mate. I actually was so excited when they talked about that they said they could go into this trilogy where it was like Cooper versus all these different cryptids and supernatural beings. I think going from werewolves, the natural transition into a sequel would have to be vampires. But like Keith just said, a Wendigo would be fucking fantastic. I'd love to see that. But I think that British wit and charm would work really well with a vampire story, because you'd also have the vampire. It's not just some crazed beast. It's actually something that can communicate back. And I think having like Cooper and maybe some other new squaddies taking the piss out of vampire while it rips some of them in half and stuff, it'd be really cool. Kind of like John Carpenter's vampires, like the vampires in that. I really liked them. How powerful they were, like just cutting people in half and shit. A Wendigo would be amazing though. I do have my own idea for a Dog Soldiers sequel, but it involves werewolves. I wouldn't go the route of other supernatural beings just yet. I think we should focus on the werewolves. My idea for the sequel personally would just pretty much be a rip-off of Aliens, where you got Cooper, he's like almost like a down and out, you know, he's been excommunicated from the military. He's just, you know, living his life with PTSD about what happened, fearful of the full moon every month. We maybe open with him in a pub having a pint, and he's the weird guy in the corner. And then like we get back to his house and he's got newspaper clippings everywhere of all these different animal attacks, and he's kind of turned into some crazy conspiracy theorist. Maybe he could have a YouTube channel, but then basically SAS, MI5, whoever show up at his door one day They're going back up to the Highlands. Something else is kicked off, and they recruit him to be an advisor on that trip because they know that he has witnessed this shit firsthand, and if he helps them, he maybe gets reinstated back into the army or something, or he gets some sort of compensation. Rip off of Aliens, I know, but I just think it would work. Because at the end of the day, Dog Soldiers 1 was pretty much like a mix of Evil Dead, Alien, Jaws, Predator, So, yeah. I don't know where you'd find a Wendigo in the UK, though, considering that. Yeah, that's true. We, in Scotland, though, we have, it's not a Wendigo, what's he called? The Grey Man. The Grey Man, if you look him up. He's not the Grey Man isn't the proper name. He's got like a proper Celtic name that's, or it's in Gaelic or something. But if you look up the Grey Man Scotland, it should come up. He lives on some mountain or something. He's very similar to the Wendigo, which is really interesting. It's crazy how all these cultures across the world have very similar cryptids with just slight differences. It just leads you to believe that maybe there is something out there. And then at the end, England made it into the Euro finals. Yeah, obviously being a Scotsman, I couldn't care less about that. But yeah, I always liked that little touch at the end with the footy results outshining Cooper's story about his squad getting destroyed by werewolves, because that's the way it would be in the UK. If we discovered some new species, it would literally be a tiny little headline below the footy results. Football comes first in the UK, 100%. Did Antlers come out? Nah, mate, it hasn't come out yet. We're just having a wee chat about it here or there. It comes out October 28th this year. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that date sticks this time. It's changed a lot, and we've waited like 2 years now. It's ridiculous. It feels like a lifetime ago that I'd done my trailer breakdown on the first trailer for Antlers. But October 28th this year, that is when it is meant to be coming out. So fingers crossed that date sticks this time, and we will be able to see Antlers in theatres. I'm really looking forward to it. Have you seen the 1997 creature fight, The Relic? Yeah, mate, I have. It's been a long time though, but I really like that, and I really like the creature design in that movie as well. That's the one in the museum, right? They like dig up some ancient creature from a bygone era. I can't remember what country it was from though. Let me have a little Google. But yeah, I remember that one. I just remember the cover art for it because we had it on video back at the time, and it was just like these big, huge teeth. It used to freak me out as a kid because I watched it when I was like 5 or something. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Chicago Museum it takes place in. Yeah, I really like that one. Might make for a good video breakdown. Yeah. I could probably do a monster profile on the Relic monster, like the Relic monster explored, explained, something like that. I'm keen to do more lore videos. I'm going to kick on with my Riddick lore as well. I'm bringing that back up again. And then anything else that interests me, really. And that would be one, definitely, for sure. I love talking about creatures. Creature features are the best. I went to the cinema to see that. It was in New York. Was it New York? I thought it was Chicago. Or you were in New York, Keith? But the creature in that is awesome, man. Like, even to this day, it holds up not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's got the pure huge tusks. Yeah, it's pure Lovecraftian looking. I really like that. I'm just double checking on this Grey Man from Scotland. Yeah, here we go. This guy's basically the Scottish Wendigo. That is some name. I don't speak Gaelic at all, or Gaelic. I don't even know how to pronounce it, and I'm Scottish. His name is Amphia Leaf Moore, and he's known as the Big Grey Man of Ben McDooey, or simply Grey Man. Apparently, the description of the Grey Man is To be very thin and over 10 feet tall, with dark skin and long hair, long arms, and broad shoulders. So, yeah, very similar to like Wendigo, kind of Bigfoot, Yowie kind of mythology. Most often, the creature remains unseen in the fog of the mountain, with encounters limited to the sound of crunching gravel as it walks behind climbers and a general feeling of unease around the mountain. Tangible evidence of its existence is limited to a few photographs of unusual footprints, so the majority relies on credibility, eyewitnesses, and encounters. So, yeah, Scotland could have a Yowie, I suppose. That's all right, Keith. Don't worry. The Kothiga monster, yeah, mate. That's the relic. Yeah, yeah. I'll do a video on him for sure. That would be really good. I'm looking for videos to do this weekend. I've got a free weekend this weekend, so anything that pops up will be fun to talk about. Always up to talk about creatures. That grey man sounds awesome as well. I've been thinking about talking about real world lore as well, but with a name like Midnight Movie Club, I feel like I have to keep it to the movies. Maybe I'll do a breakdown of Keith's creature feature once it comes out as well. Keep me updated with that, Keith, honestly, because I'll talk about it here on the channel for sure, 100%. Because you told me about that ages ago, and I'd love to be involved in some capacity. Sorry, I'm just replying to something on Twitter quickly. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram yet, definitely chuck us a follow over there. Also on TikTok now as well, but not doing any of that cringy shit. Just doing like horror movie lists and stuff. It's quite fun. I've just got people asking me. I'm really the release date guy. Everyone just asks me release dates. They don't. Do the Road, that's a great creature feature. The Road, the one that's based on the book, that pure minimalist book. I read the book, but I haven't seen the movie. That's the post-apocalyptic one, right? It's got creatures in it. I don't remember the book having creatures in it. Do you mean? Oh, Keith, do you mean the monster, the one that's on the mum and the daughter who get stuck in the car? Directed by the same guy who done The Strangers. Kothiga was designed by the great Stan Winston. There you go. That's why it's a fucking good creature design then. He's the king. You can have first dibs on a copy. Fuck yeah. I'll review it right here. It's a different movie. Yeah, it's called The Road. Oh, so it is The Monster, but it's called The Road in the UK. If it's the same one, I really enjoyed that movie. And the creature was really cool as well. The creature in that was actually quite similar to the relic creature. I really enjoyed that movie. The monster was probably a bit of inspiration behind the Keela as well, my own screenplay, since it's like an ice road trucker who gets like, stranded on a road up in Alaska. Yeah. But yeah, nah, I really enjoyed that movie, and it's got a really cool creature in it as well. So just making sure that's actually posted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. But yeah, I got high hopes for Antlers. I really hope it's good. Yeah. The Night House, though, was probably the best film I've seen since The Invisible Man. The best horror film I've seen since The Invisible Man. Probably the best horror of this year so far. Hopefully, Antlers gives it some competition. Maybe even tops it. Have you seen Tales of the Crypt Demon Knights? No, I haven't. Is it worth a geese? Should I Google it right now? Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Is it episode? It's on Shudder, right? Tales from the Crypt. I've got Shudder, so I could check it out easily. I'll check it out. Just that specific episode when they run from wicked mercenaries from band of ghouls. All right, that sounds awesome. It was the first feature length. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm also doing Anaconda and Blood Moon this week as well. Subscriber requested reviews for them, so keep an eye out on the weekend. That'll be good. Love Anaconda. Not seen Bad Moon. Love the werewolf design though, so I'm really keen to check out what the actual movie's like. And I was also thinking of doing a lore video on the Black Skulls from Mandy. If you've seen Mandy, the Black Skulls, the biker gang and that. So probably do an explored, explained video on them sometime this week as well. Looking to push a lot more content this week, so I'm really looking forward to that. The Black Skulls were super interesting. By the way, Werewolves Within was a fun and bloody horror Yeah, I've seen Werewolves Within. I was going to review it. It's just when it came out here in Australia, we went into a full lockdown at the time. So I didn't get to see it for about 2-3 weeks after it released. So by that point, there's probably no point in me putting my review up. Just because people wouldn't be interested. It's hard to get views as is, even when you're like early with stuff. But if you're like a week or two late and you're a smaller channel, you'll probably get about 10 views. There's no point. So it was better than Knives Out. Yeah, for sure. It didn't give itself away within the first 20 minutes. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Werewolf design was, bit Teen Wolf for me, but what are you going to do? It wasn't really about that. It was more about the whodunit and just the funny interactions between the characters. Had good dialogue. Probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Could have been bumped up a bit if there was like more blood, guts, and obviously better werewolf design. But yeah, it wasn't really going for that. It was just trying to be funny and a good time. It was good. It was good to see like other people in a film locked down and having to deal with each other. Very relatable at this time. But yeah, I think I probably won't review that one now. It's just been too late. Sadly, it just came out at a bad time for us. We went straight into a lockdown. That's happened with a lot of movies for us here. It's really annoying. The budget restrictions preventing more werewolf scenes. Yeah, I could see that. The director though is very talented. What he manages to do on the budgets he has is really good. He's also done a film called Scare Me. It's basically just two characters in a cabin telling each other scary stories, but then they sort of kind of start coming alive. One of them's a successful writer and one of them's a struggling writer, so it's a really cool dynamic. And it starts off innocent, just two people trying to scare each other. Name of the movie quickly takes a dark turn. It's a really good film. I recommend that one if you haven't seen it. Same director. I think he wrote it as well. So has that same kind of quirky comedy in it. Good characters again. I think he actually stars in it as well, to be perfectly honest. And it's on Shudder as well, I believe. So never thought the werewolf would be the Well, I thought like, look, it's probably her, but then I went, nah, that's just too obvious. But they did the whole thing where they went with the kind of obvious route, because when something's so obvious, it's not obvious. Do you know what I mean? I think when I first watched it, I thought it was going to be. Who did I think it was going to be? Because I called it and I was really confident. I think I thought it was going to be the kind of crazy woman's husband, the pure touchy-feely guy, kind of pedo guy. One of the gay guys, I thought. Yeah, they were funny, man. The Mexican guy was hilarious. His death scene was pretty funny as well. There was some good jokes in there. I liked it. Crazy to think that's based off a Ubisoft game. Absolutely nuts. I wonder if we'll ever get an Among Us movie since it's kind of similar. But nah, it was good. Some good characters. Every character was like unique and funny in their own way. And like the pure weird doctor woman who was doing like mad scientist tests in her room. That other guy definitely shot her, right? No one else questioned that though. They like just got on with it like very easily after that. Worth a watch, Keith, I reckon. If you got nothing else to do and fancy something a bit funny. It's not scary or anything. Not much gore. But the practical effects that are there are decent. Obviously, they were restricted with budget, but the writing is good and the jokes land most of the time. So, you know, not bad. Not bad at all. What's it called? What's what called? Sorry if I go quiet. I'm just checking my Twitter DMs. Just getting some questions. That's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Roast dinner sounds great. Werewolves Within. That's what it's called. Based on the Ubisoft game of the same name. Asswang flick? What's an asswang? Let me check it out. What country is that cryptid from, Johnny? Inherently evil werewolf vampire-like creature. That sounds amazing. Filipino folklore. Oh, dude, that sounds sick. There's some great artwork of it as well. Holy shit, that looks pretty scary. Spanish colonists noted that the aswang was most feared among the mythical creatures in the Philippines 16th century. That'd be awesome. Be great if you could get like a period piece of like maybe, I don't know, like a band of Spanish taking over Filipino island and like colonizing it and then being terrorized by this aswang. That'd be really cool. It reminds me a little of the what's that other one? There's another like Southeast Asian island cryptid. It's a giant bat. It's like a giant gorilla bat. Can't remember what it's called. It's very similar. Let me check. There's so many bloody cryptids these days. I really wish I could become a cryptozoologist and actually make a full-time living off it. It'd be so interesting. Let's see. Bat cryptid. The thing I'm thinking of is very similar to what you just said. A Hool, that's it. A Hool's another winged kind of vampire bat-like cryptid, but apparently it's like a bat mixed with like a primate. So imagine like a chimpanzee with massive bat wings and vampire teeth flying at you in like the Asian jungle. It'd be terrifying. But Aswang sounds awesome. There's so many cryptids that deserve movies. Like the Keela, the one that I've wrote about. I don't know why anyone hasn't made a film about the Keela yet, because it's so interesting. And some of them don't have a lot of established lore and rules, so it gives you like freedom to experiment and become creative with them. You know, the framework's there, but you can fill in the gaps. So yeah, I'm sure the Caribbean's got totally fucked up folklore. They got lots of voodoo and stuff, right, as well. So period Caribbean piece with Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's pure horror. Would love it. Or even like once again like a bunch of British merchant sailors, I don't know, going over to Kingston or something, getting caught up in some bullshit. I don't know. There's so much you could do. I love period piece horror as well, because like people just don't have the technology to fight back. I find that a lot better. I mean, if you're trying to fire at something with a musket, it's a lot scarier than firing at it with like a fully automatic AR. So yeah, I would love stuff like that. I've been tossing up the idea of doing a movie about like Aussie lobster men. Like they go out to sea, throw down the cages, pull them up, kind of like Deadliest Catch, but it's like for lobster. It'd be here in Australia. And one time they pull up something in their cage. It's not a lobster. It's slightly off. There's something wrong with it, but they put it in the freezer down below deck anyway. And it's kind of like a thing situation, but on a ship, like a small crabbing vessel. I think that would be really cool. So I'm going to experiment with something like that one day. There's just so many cryptids you could make movies for that haven't been touched yet. They really do just focus on the same ones over and over. And now it seems like Wendigos are definitely becoming popular, which I'm happy to see because I love Wendigos. I was introduced to them from Until Dawn. I absolutely loved that game, so I'm keen to see them in movies. I'm sure we'll see some Skinwalker movies in the next few years as well. We have had a Skinwalker movie, but it wasn't great, so I'd like to see them do it a bit better. And once again, a Skinwalker movie would be so much better if it was a period piece, set back in America, Native American tribes fighting and stuff like that. Give me the link to your OnlyFans again. I accidentally deleted the one. Hurry up before they ban explicit content for good. Send it IG again. I'll wait. I'll send it through to you, mate. Don't worry. I wish I had an OnlyFans. Or maybe I do. I don't even know how much I would charge monthly if I did, to be honest. I'd probably have to pay people to look at me naked. Jesus Christ. Wouldn't want to put people through that. Cowboys v Monsters. Yeah, there you go. Something like that would do. Or even, I mean, the whole cowboy thing's kind of be done a bit. Maybe just do like a Native American tribe. Because the whole Skinwalker thing originates from like the Navajo tribe fighting with the Ute tribe, because the Utes were capturing Navajo and selling them as slaves and trading them to like the British, the Spanish, the French, all these different cultures. They were selling them as slaves and stuff and taking over Navajo land. So the Navajo cursed the land, and that's kind of where the Skinwalker originated from. You're not meant to don the pelts of predators. It's only meant to be like herbivores. So if you put on like, wolf pelts, bear pelts, you're going to turn into like a messed up version of that creature. That's kind of what a Skinwalker is. So I think it would be really cool to see two tribes just going at it, but one of them starts using skinwalkers and the other one has to fight back to survive. Sirens and banshees haven't been explored much either. Yeah, they really haven't. They really haven't. There's a lot of good banshee lore in like Ireland. You could do something there out in the Irish country or something. I think Scotland's got a few banshee tales as well. Sirens, yeah, there's really not much with sirens at all. I mean, women in white are kind of like sirens, I suppose, but I mean, they're not the same, but they do the same, kind of. But yeah, I'd like to see something like that. Scotland has a few tales of water cryptids that will like kind of lure you into the water to drown you. Yeah, the Yippies is one of them. Kind of these like I don't know what you would call them, water specters that come in the shape of like horses and stuff. Sing, talk to you, call your name, and then you go into the water. You're never seen again. So there's so much. There's really so much content people could be making out there, but obviously most of Hollywood wants to make a quick buck, so they go with what's true and tested. The next Predator film, Skull, is set in pre-colonized America during the days. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. It's about a Comanche woman, and she's like, her brother is said to be the chief of the tribe, but she's actually a lot more competent than her brother. So I'm really keen to see how that one turns out. We've been crying out for a Predator movie that's a period piece instead of modern day, so we're finally getting it. Let's just hope it's good. It's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who done 10 Cloverfield Lane. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, though. I've been burned before with both the Alien and Predator franchises. The Predator was fucking dreadful. So, yeah. The thing that pissed me off with the Predator was the whole, like, sucking yourself up to become a super predator just makes no sense because it goes against predator lore, because predators meant to be honorable and stuff like that, and they've been known to actually even the fight if they respect their prey. So, juicing yourself up with other species' DNA kind of goes against that. Really pisses me off. They should have made a sequel to Predators 2010, definitely. There's a sequel, but it's in comic form, sadly. We'll never get a movie following on from that now. But the comic's cool. The comic is cool. So you should check out the comic if you want to find out what happens to Royce and Isabel. I think it's Isabel. Yeah. Or Eliza. Is it Isabel? I think it's Isabel. But yeah, the Dark Horse comics, fantastic. Hang on, I've got some. Hang on. This is the Aliens versus Predator Omnibus Volume 1. Probably give it better lighting over here. But from Dark Horse, you can still pick these up on Amazon and stuff. They're fantastic. I don't know if you can see it that great, but try to find something cool. The original, like, AVP comic story. What kind of kicked everything off? They based a lot of the first AVP movie off of this one with Broken Tusk and Machiko. She's the woman character. That's kind of who they base the woman character in AVP off of, Machiko, but they gave her a different name. I don't know why. They should just use Machiko, and because she's a better character. I don't know why they didn't use Broken Tusk either. I don't know why they just didn't do this. Why did they set it in like Antarctica? What? Why? Do it on a farming colony out on a far-reached planet. Like, it's AVP. Why are we on Earth? Makes no fucking sense. Like, I don't know. I have Newt's Tale, which I bought. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Is that before they changed Hicks and Newt's name? That's awesome to have that version, because I think I've got that in my Aliens omnibus, but Newt isn't called Newt. I can't remember what she's called, and Hicks isn't called Hicks because they had to reprint them and change the names to not mess with the movie continuity. Yep, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. They should have allowed Neil Blomkamp to direct and write an Aliens. Yeah, definitely. His I'll send you a pic. Yeah, sweet man. Email it to me. I'll put this away quickly and then we'll talk about Neil Blomkamp's Aliens. Yeah, so Neil Blomkamp should have definitely done an Aliens. Holy shit, did you see the fucking concept art that they had for that? Hex with like his scarred up face. Ripley was looking badass. We could have had a grown up Newt. Yeah. I think his Alien 5 would have been amazing. Although obviously it was going to disregard Alien 3, Fincher's Alien 3, which I actually don't mind. I think it's actually an okay film. I hate what happens to Hicks and Newt, but the actual film itself is solid, and it ends, it kind of ends that kind of trilogy in an okay way, I suppose. It's kind of poetic. Resurrection, let's not talk about it. But yeah, I'd love to see Blomkamp do an Alien movie that is the true sequel to Alien and Aliens. Apparently his new film Demonic is terrible though, so that doesn't spell well for him. I've heard the technology they use in it just doesn't work, and the performance from the lead actress just was a bit wooden. So I listened to Mr. H's review on it. If you don't know who Mr. H is, go check him out. Mr. H Reviews. He's actually the guy who inspired me to make my own YouTube channel. So, yeah. A lot to that dude. He's a cool guy. They even booted him out of directing the RoboCop brief. He's literally the perfect guy for that. Like, I don't think there's anyone else who could like nail RoboCop than him. Because obviously Chappie's got similarities there, and I thought Chappie was pretty good. And District 9 was great. District 9? District 13? I can't remember what it is. Am I thinking Hunger Games? The prawn people, that one. I loved that movie. And Chappie was good, so yeah, I could see him doing RoboCop pretty well. A movie I'm really gutted we never got a sequel to was Dread. I fucking love Dread. Oh my god. So good. That movie was so good, man. Carl Urban as Dread was perfect. Kept the helmet on the whole movie. A damn shame we never got a sequel to that. And if they ever do a sequel to that, I'd like to see Blomkamp in the director's chair. I love his old studio stuff, like Zygote and stuff like that. So good. All good, Keith. Enjoy your dinner, mate. I'll probably hop off now anyway. It's been about an hour. It's been good chatting to yourself and Johnny and Zerk, who hopped in to ask about my OnlyFans that I apparently have. You would know if I had one, don't trust me. I'd be promoting the shit out of it. Maybe one day. Was it? But yeah, it's been great coming on here and chatting. I might start making this a weekly thing, like Monday night horror hangouts, something like that. I don't know. I'm looking at upgrading my setup soon as well. Hopefully get better software, better equipment and stuff. Maybe get some guests on. It's morning. I'm at my end of the world. Where you at, Johnny? US? I'm guessing US anyway. I don't know. Or UK? Nah, not UK because Keith is. Must be US. It's about 1. It's just past 1 a.m. here in Brisbane now. I was like, oh, I'll live stream for about 20 minutes after I put my review up. Ended up being an hour. America. Johnny Utah. That is a pure American name, eh? You sound like an 80s action hero. There's only one man for this job. Johnny Utah. Love it. Love it. Alright, guys. Keith, Johnny, it's been a pleasure. I'll catch you next Monday. I'll catch you in the comment section of the Night House review. Hopefully, go check that one out. Let me know what you think. And look out for more content this week. More content. Keep recommending stuff. Keep in touch. Email me if you've got any cool shit. Keith, pics, videos of your movie. Johnny, just stay cool, dude. All right, take it easy, boys. Great stream. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Stay safe. Catch you there.